littering and just riding through a red light. Good morning, everybody. Well, actually, it's not. It's not. It's a pretty bad morning. I had a lie in this morning. Got up, went downstairs, flicked the telly on for the budgie. She likes the telly on. She won't come out of a cage if the telly's not on. Really strange. I assume she has linked the TV being on with it not being bedtime. I flicked the TV on, bit of Del Boy, and fired up the iPad. Had a quick update on the games that I play. Started a new war in Clash of Clans, all that kind of stuff. Thought I'd check my Facebook, and there were a lot of messages about, well, they were all slightly cryptic about, is this a zombie invasion? Which it isn't. And about horrific events in Paris overnight. And got the news on. I kind of looked down these, what's going on here? Put the news on, and there we find out there's been another terrorist attack. As I came out, they were saying they were getting on for 130 people killed, at least another 80 seriously injured, by a bunch of gunmen that ISIS or ISIL or whatever we'll call them this week have claimed responsibility for, sending a bunch of gunmen in Paris to start opening fire indiscriminately at members of the public and blowing themselves up. And this is revenge for bombings in Syria. I wonder if this is just going to be another attack that starts a bit of anger and not a lot else happens, or if this is going to be one that actually makes a big difference. I know the President of France has said this is an act of war, so it will be, well, not necessarily interesting. I mean, it could be a lot worse than that, to see what happens. So obviously, we're thinking of these people in France, all these people who have lost members of their families, lost their lives. No doubt there'll be kids without parents, there'll be parents without kids. I mean, I was looking through some of the Facebook comments, and there are some very sensible ones out there, and there's some knee-jerk ones that I hope aren't really what people think. I think people are a lot braver on Facebook and a lot braver on the internet than they are in real life. But I've seen some pretty horrible, as I say, hopefully knee-jerk reactions. The idea that we should wipe out Muslims has come up a few times. Now, I don't hold any track with that stuff, with the religious stuff. I don't think these are people who are attacking because of the religion. I think these are people who have been persuaded into giving up their lives, and religion has really helped with that. I don't think they're actually saying, no, I'm Islamic and therefore I shall have to wipe out people. It's the people in power, the people that are giving them instructions, that are the ones that are using the religion, and who knows whether they are actually religious or not. We see it a lot, this kind of thing. Ideologies and religions used to get people to do things that they would otherwise not do. Please don't put your anti-Muslim comments underneath this. I'm sure that most people, Muslim, Christian, other religions, non-religious, most people will be thinking the same way about this. And a lot of people especially Muslims, or unfortunately nowadays people who might look like they could be Muslim, will be scared about what the reaction is going to be, because there's always that element out there that want to get out there and fight in response. So I think our thoughts should just be left with the people who have died, not with the repercussions. Horrible days. Horrible days. It's a strange one, terrorism. I kind of grew up with it. I mean, obviously it's not, when I was growing up, it wasn't about Muslims and ISIS and all this kind of stuff. It was about Christianity, Protestants and Catholics, and the division of Ireland and all that kind of stuff. And we used to see bomb attacks quite often, on the news. Various pubs being blown up and buildings and hotels and all that kind of stuff. Later on, when I was working at a bank, not at a branch but at the offices of a bank, doing software work, I worked at a bank where, huge glass building it was, and we were often getting terrorist warnings, so they would get us all to stand up and walk out and go and amalgamate, that's probably not the right word, but get us all to go out and stand in the car park, count us all up, make sure everybody was present, all that kind of stuff. A bit like a fire drill that you'd have probably in your offices if you work in an office now, or wherever you work. If there's a decent number of people, you'll be having fire drills. And they used to get us to do that quite often when there'd be another bomb threat that had come through. At least that was one nice thing about the IRA. They used to ring ahead and let you know there was going to be a bomb, and then you'd be able to get out of the way. We used to get quite often. I was at this place for about a year, and a good half dozen times that we were shipped out because of the risk of a bomb. Now, there's only one time where there actually was a bomb there, as far as I'm aware, and that was because the place was so big. There were about 6,000 people working in this one building. They had a creche, amongst other things. So people would take the kids into the creche and they'd be looked after during the day while they worked. It's a really nice way of looking after people, and it's good for the business too, because obviously they don't have that worry of people having to suddenly go home because of something happened with the children. But they'd put a device, or thought to be a device, bomb in the creche, because that was the least secure part. So they had to go in there and get rid of this thing that was in the creche. So unfortunately this terrorism thing, it's not a new thing, it's been going on a very long time. And I suppose, we've got to react to it accordingly. We've got to not get too afraid, not change our lives because of silliness. But I wonder what the response is going to be. I suspect we're going to see suddenly a whole load of new laws and new rules come in on the back of this. I don't know. Anyway, I've whittled on enough about this. Suffice to say, it doesn't look like it's going to be a good day. Well, it isn't a good day, and it looks like it could be potentially a lot of bad days to come. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.